Context. I'm planning for a DPS competition show steady information on what's on the subreddit. The purpose of the post was of course to get eyes on the event, but I also want to ask for feedback on the rules. Before posting, I made sure to check if this kind of content was against the rules, and it wasn't. The following conversation took place over on my channel at twitch.tv/Charlie. No, you're not listening to this at 1.5 speed. Or are you? I think that's the first time I've ever been banned, like ever in life, from any social online forum, both whether real life or online. Like I've never been banned from something. So it's quite it's kind of surreal because I've heard so many people tell their stories about, you know, them getting banned or like, oh, this happened and, you know, I told him to go F yourself and then he said this and then next thing I know I'm banned. Like I've heard of people, I've seen people get banned like left and right. But to be the one being banned, it's like, wait, what? This can happen to me? How? You know, what happened? Basically, I just posted in the meta thread, like, just announcing the event, like, hey guys, and I checked to make sure that, because you know some subreddits you're not allowed self-promotion, you're not allowed to link to your socials or whatever, right? And it says you can, you just got to do it within reason, and it just has to be like relevant to the subreddit, which it is. So I posted the event, and in the event, like in the post I made sure to say that I'm still open to suggestions, and like nothing is set in stone. Like, so if anyone has any feedback or any suggestions, then I'm all ears. And then a lot of people gave feedback. A lot of people were like, oh, they're not sure if it's going to be fun, which is fine, or they think it's just going to be broken. Like people are just going to come in with, like, even with restrictions, people are just going to abuse it one way or another. And I'm responding to most of them, just saying, hey, that's fine, appreciate the response. And then one of the mods, he was giving his suggestions, and like he kept saying that he thinks that it's not going to be fun because people are just, he's like, people are going to abuse it, and it's not going to be fun. And I was just saying, I think that's fine. Like it might not be fun, but I just want to try it out. If it's not fun, then I can change things in the future. And one of the things he said was, how are you going to stop people from like stopping each other from doing DPS? Like, how are you going to stop one player from like planting a bomb and then the bomb explodes and then sends the other player flying? How are you going to stop that? How are you going to stop people from interfering with each other's damage output? And I said, first of all, I don't think that's feasible. Like in this game, to stop other players from doing damage and then while also keeping your own damage high enough, I don't think that's a good strategy. But if someone wants to try that, that's fine. And then yeah, the monster thing. And so yeah, I'm like, if someone wants to try that, that's fine. And then the last message he sent before banning me, he said, honestly, like, I think your rule set and the way you're going about this is like, it's starting to sound like some Hunger Games type stuff, and it's making me think you're a horrible person or a terrible person. And I just said, listen, like, if, you know, I was so kind. I'm just like, okay, listen, I appreciate your initial feedback. Clearly, if you think that this event is giving you such a negative opinion on me, you're more than welcome to ignore me and ignore this event. And then when I said that, he's like, well, also, I'll have you know, I'm also have the power to like ban you from this thread or from this subreddit and allow you to never post here again. And as a matter of fact, that's what I'm going to do. And then he just bans me. So yeah, now I'm banned from the subreddit. What a soz for bad language. Yeah. It's just so, like, if I'm going to be banned, like, at least ban me for something that is actually bannable or is reasonable to ban for. I don't think that was a reasonable ban at all. It just felt like, and the thing is, if you're going to ban me, I imagine the ban would fall under self-promotion, but if that was the case, you would just ban me from the very beginning. Like, as soon as I posted it, if this kind of self-promotion isn't within the rule set, you wouldn't go back and forth with me like 5 or 6 times in the thread. And going back and forth wasn't about the event being not allowed. It was just, hey, I think you should change this, or how are you going to do this if this happens? What if a player does that? How are you going to deal with that? Like, that's what the conversation was. So for that conversation to end with me being banned is yeah, I don't understand. Yeah, like, I'm just trying to do something fun. You know what I realized there, like, peak Reddit mod. Yeah, like, I've heard, like, you know, so many subreddit moderators can be power trippy like that, but that's my first time running into one, like actually getting banned because of a Reddit mod that seems like they're just power tripping. Like, if I was to guess, the feeling I get is that he just doesn't like how calm I was being, and that like maybe he didn't appreciate me like kind of like slapping away his arguments in a very kind, like non-confrontational way, you know. Yeah, I have no idea, man. So and I was so like clear about saying, I know that, like, I hear what you're saying. Sure, the event might not be fun, it might be broken, there might be some crazy abusive tactic that I'm not aware of, but that's also why I'm doing it. Sometimes you just gotta give something a try, see it play out, and see what happens. You know what I mean? If it's not fun, it's not fun, and then hopefully the next one will be more fun. Like, as simple as that. So to be banned for that is just quite it's just pretty stupid. I think he wanted a debate or an argument, but like, the event is a learning curve and a fun event. Don't partake if you... Yeah, exactly. It really is simple as that. Yeah, and I think either way I probably would have been banned after whatever kind of interaction we had. Like, if I was more aggressive and more argumentative, he probably would have just banned me. And then so yeah, I just feel like I was basically trapped. Like, there was no outside of just me not responding. And even in that world, I could see like waking up tomorrow morning and then to find out I'm banned, because, you know, some people get triggered when you don't respond. I actually thought about not responding to his last message. Like, the last message he sent before sending me the ban message was when he said, "This event is giving me the feeling that you're actually a terrible person." I was so close to just not responding to that. Like, I should have just not responded to that, because he took it to another level. Like, there was, considering that we've never interacted in life, for you to have that conclusion about a person, like, oh, these rules that you're setting for your event, rules that you're still exploring, by the way, these rules that you're setting for this event is making me think that you're a bad person. Like, there's such an unhinged jump to make. How could you go from that, from not knowing somebody, to reading about an event that they're trying to figure out, to then saying, I see you as a terrible person? Yeah, I have no idea. I mean, it's possible maybe just the person just had a bad day or something and they're taking it out on, I mean, but yeah, that sucks. You know, I mean, at first I was kind of really annoyed, because I thought when you get banned, I thought that means that you can't even look at the content in the Reddit, but I realized that you just can't post. So, I mean, I didn't post in that subreddit much, but I used it a lot. Like, from the beginning of Monster Hunter World existing, I've been on that subreddit, like looking at builds, looking at the discussions. Like, it's a really handy subreddit. So yeah, it's possibly true. Anyway, what about you, man? How are you doing? Enough about me. How's your weekend going?